Getting a little bit of a late start today. I didn't get out of bed until after 8 o'clock. I slept right through my alarm. I cannot seem to shake this cold that I've had all week. I felt absolutely terrible last night. It's not that I feel like physically bad. I'm just exhausted all the time. I feel like I've just been running behind all week this week. A lot of you guys have reached out to me wanting me to talk about the Dennis Rodman Lady Liberty fiasco. I've been sitting back and monitoring this story this week. I feel like I've said all there is to say about Brittney Griner, but I guess Dennis Rodman trying to get involved here does add a little bit of a new twist to it. So what we're going to do this morning, I'll briefly give my thoughts on the potential involvement of Dennis Rodman. Then I'm going to give you guys an update for the ratings and attendance on the Dump Olympics. We're going to knock out two topics in this one video. Patreon, by the way, haven't pushed this in a while. Patreon link is in the description below. For some reason, my video last night on Breonna Kyler and CNN, it was never monetized. YouTube's taking their sweet time to approve it. They eventually will, but in the meantime, it's costing me a lot of money. Several of you guys have signed up for Patreon this week. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. If you like what we do here on the channel, head on over to Patreon and sign up. Link in the description below. Whether it's a one-time donation, monthly donation, all of it helps. Right now, I'm building a new studio in my backyard. If you want to be a part of it by donating to the cause, I would appreciate it. Of course, it's always optional. My content will never be behind a paywall. Now, for those of you that don't know, Dennis Rodman inserted himself into the Free Barbara Butch campaign last weekend. He was at a restaurant eating lunch in Washington, D.C. A reporter from NBC just happened to be at the same spot. How fucking convenient is that? He told NBC News, "I'm going over to Russia next week to help that girl out. I am bringing her back home." Now, this simple statement, it confused me for a couple of reasons. Number one, Brittney Griner is already at home. Last month, she said that she had no complaints about her treatment or the conditions in Russia. The Russians, they planted a nice oak tree outside her window so she could properly worship. They allowed her to enroll in online classes at Woke U. They even went through the trouble of setting up a TV in her cell. They provided her with a copy of Two Men, One Cucumber, an exciting movie about two former WNBA players. They start out fighting over the cucumber before realizing it would be more beneficial just to tag team it. When she was living in the Phoenix dump here in America, Brittney Griner had nothing but complaints. She constantly complained about her arthritis. Your knees, they tend to get sore, they tend to get arthritis when you're always kneeling for the national anthem. She whined about what she called subpar woke welfare. Now, I don't know about you, but if someone was giving me $200,000 to do nothing, I would have no complaints about it. But like most woke welfare recipients, Brittney Griner claimed it wasn't enough. Now, the second reason I was confused with this statement from Dennis Rodman, some shitfuck in MSNBC admonished him for using what he called improper language when describing Brittney Griner. He called her a girl. She's not a fucking girl. Brittney Griner's all woman. Let me correct the corrector here. Clearly he, she, they, them, it, whatever the fuck. Clearly, they have never seen Barbara Butch or heard him speak. Close your eyes for just 1 second. Close your eyes. I want you to listen to this and tell me if this sounds like a woman to you.
I want to apologize to my teammates, my club, Gemka, the fans, and the city of DCAT for my mistake that I made and the embarrassment that I brought onto them.
That voice is deeper than Shaq. The only identifier I can think of that's more masculine than Brittney Griner's Leah Thomas. Look, I don't want to spend too much time talking about this because this is nothing but a publicity stunt. Dennis Rodman did this for money and attention. He gets more credit than he deserves for his role in international relations. What most people don't realize, Dennis Rodman is paid to do this for publicity. His 2014 trip to North Korea, sponsored by a company called Paddy Power. 3 years later, 2017, his North Korea trip was sponsored by Potcoin. Dennis Rodman was given credit for North Korea releasing American student Otto Warmbier. But The kid was released a week before Dennis Rodman arrived in the country. Dennis Rodman claims that he backed out of going to Russia because of pressure from the Biden administration. For some reason, the mainstream media bought this bullshit. Biden thinks Dennis Rodman will do more harm than good. I am so happy Dennis Rodman listened to our glorious leader. Are you fucking kidding me? When has Dennis Rodman ever listened to an authority figure? This dude does what he wants when he wants. You think he really gives a fuck about Brittney Griner? He was doing this all for the money. Now, this is pure speculation on my part, but it's being reported that Prince Marketing was sponsoring this trip to Russia. Prince Marketing is a public relations firm. Guess who's one of their top clients? Dennis Rodman. I think the firm succumbed to the political pressure and canceled this trip. Imagine how bad it would look for Joe Biden if Dennis Rodman traveled to Russia and Butch was released just a few weeks later. The entire country already knows this administration's incompetent. This would just further prove that notion. Now, once the money was off the table, Dennis Rodman said, "Fuck that dude. I'm not traveling over there for free. I have an appointment to color my hair on Friday. I think I'm going with fuchsia this time." All right, let's go ahead and get into the update on ratings and attendance for the Special Olympics from this past weekend. Ooh, do I have some impressive numbers to share with you. Welfare recipients across America turned on their free TVs in handfuls to witness exciting athleticism from the dump. We're going to start with Saturday. ESPN brought us live coverage from the dump in Chicago. Now, as you guys know, Chicago, one of the most violent, dangerous cities in America. For this particular event, WNBA players were tasked with convincing criminals to hand over their illegal guns. It was part community charity, part charity basketball. Now, once the guns were retrieved, players had to bust through their opponent's stifling defense to dunk the guns in a trash can. This exciting event was watched by 2,000 people and approximately 5,000 buzzards circling the dump for food. On ESPN, 360,000 viewers tuned in. Another playoff game well below the regular season average. But KC, this game was played Saturday at noon. The WNBA always does better in prime time. Oh, really? Saturday night, primetime coverage, ESPN2 from Las Vegas. Casinos in Las Vegas, once they receive a new rotation of chips, they send the old chips to the dump to be destroyed. This makes for exciting playoff basketball. Participants from Phoenix and Vegas, they were tasked with collecting the most chips for destruction. There was some confusion at the beginning of the contest. It's late in the month, the time when most people start running out of woke welfare and their food stamps. The WNBA participants, they initially thought the contest was collecting and eating the most potato chips. These starving athletes, they were fighting through the dump, looking for half-empty bags of Lay's and Doritos. WNBA officials, they eventually delivered the disappointing news that they were supposed to be gathering casino chips, not potato chips. Las Vegas head coach Becky Hammon, she had to bench one of her players who thought the chips were actually quarters for the vending machine. The poor guy was starving to death, but he was forced to sit the rest of the contest on one of the WNBA-provided buckets. The game? Watched by 288,000 insomnia patients on ESPN2. Now let's move on to Sunday, where we were given amazing action from Connecticut and Seattle. Two of the premier dumps in the WNBA. Two dumps with rich tradition and history. Coverage from the Connecticut dump was broadcast on ABC. In terms of ratings, you already know where this is going. Once again, ABC provided ratings for every single time slot on Sunday, except from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. when the WNBA was being broadcast. Now, Kathy Engelbert, she didn't blame the post office this time. With the post office constantly losing WNBA ratings in the mail, Kathy Engelbert sent these ratings via UPS. For some reason, they still haven't arrived. Now, Kathy Engelbert claims that UPS only picks up at the dump in Connecticut on Saturdays, so I guess we're going to have to wait another week. How convenient. This contest, it was played in front of 6,800 inflatable fans. It was a shoe size contest. Many of these ladies in the WNBA, they had big feet. They measured the shoe size of each participant, added up all the inches, and whoever had the most inches was declared the winner. The announcement of the winner, it took so long, most of the inflatables in the dump had run out of air. Sunday afternoon on ESPN, live coverage from Seattle. The dump was filled to 69% capacity, a fitting number for this league. The Washington Woke and Seattle Shitfucks, they put on an inspiring performance. This was a woke beauty contest. Participants, they displayed their woke mating calls with Shannon Sharp judging the contest. The qualifications were cucumber size, muscle mass, height, creativity, and facial hair. Shay, he likes him a scruffy man. During the fourth quarter, woke welfare recipients were provided complimentary Speedos to show off their goods to Shay. It was a nail-biting contest, but Breanna Stewart from Seattle, she was able to seal the win by giving Shay an intimate lap dance. Doctors were rushed to the scene. They diagnosed Shay with a broken cucumber. They confirmed it's now a banana. 398,000 viewers watched Sunday afternoon on ESPN. Fast forward to Tuesday, 533,000 on ESPN. By far, the most watched game of the WNBA playoffs. It actually ranked number 4 Tuesday night on cable. Quite the achievement. Now, just to clarify, cable rankings are determined by the 18 to 49 demo, not total audience size. So the WNBA didn't have the 4th largest audience Tuesday night. They had the 4th largest audience in the 18 to 49 demo. Now, I took the time this morning to compile average viewership thus far for the WNBA playoffs. For the 8 games where ratings were available, the WNBA is averaging just 358,000 viewers. If you believe ESPN's claim that they averaged 372,000 during the regular season, ratings are down 10% right now for the playoffs. Aren't ratings supposed to go up during the postseason? You could add total viewership for every game. The WNBA wouldn't beat one NFL preseason game. They wouldn't beat one episode of Tucker Carlson on Fox News. He had over 3 million viewers Tuesday night. All 8 WNBA games, 2.8 million. Yet the media will continue to claim this league is successful. Watch what I tell you. Watch what I tell you. Come late September, maybe early October, the media will trumpet the success of the WNBA playoffs. Suddenly, all these ratings unavailable now on ABC will magically appear. I think ESPN and ABC inflated regular season ratings. We followed ratings all season here on the channel. I don't see any way they came anywhere close to averaging 372,000 viewers a game. If the ratings were actually inflated, ESPN did not do the WNBA any favors because they're being exposed right now in the playoffs. But let me know what you think. Dennis Rodman quickly rejects Brittney Griner once money's pulled off the table. WNBA ratings continue their decline through the playoffs. Give me your thoughts. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys later.